And welcome everyone. Today we are having a community stream for people to come in and talk, just to hang out, try to have a good time, share what's been going on with us for the last couple of weeks. And we are joined today first only by Kizza. Kizza, how are you today, my friend?
I've been doing very well, thanks. Yourself?
Up and down, not very happy, but that's my way. The reason that I wanted to have a stream today is I haven't had much time to myself lately. The last couple of weeks have been really hard for my family and I, especially my loved ones, because one of us is dying, and I have had a lot on my plate. Today, the stars aligned, and I actually had a mostly free day with very little to do and the house mostly to myself. So I thought I would do a community stream just to invite people on, say howdy, have some togetherness, and see what people wanted to talk about today. I don't really want to talk about my personal problems or anything today. I don't want to worry and Zedmo here. I linked the StreamYard link in the YouTube chat, and I'm going to link it in the DLive chat as well. If you would like to come be a part of the chat today with us, all you have to do is click that link, and you can join via a browser tab. It's safe, it's easy, and doesn't require you to download anything. So if you want to come on and talk to us today, the link is in the chat there. And as always, if you want to leave us super chats or leave us questions to get to later, you can use Entropy. Entropy is what I prefer for super chats and communication with the chat itself, because you can put your questions in the question widget over on the left-hand side, and that way other viewers can click up and down to vote on the best questions, as well as it puts those questions in an easy for me to access place that I can get to later. So with all that being said, how's the last week or two been for you?
Been pretty good, I have been doing a fair bit of streaming at the Ends Justify the Means with Bill and Tank. Bill,
That
who
you
is
have. They're a good crew over there, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they love me over there, and I helped them shield the channel. And they also recently had Matt Christiansen on, and they got a nice little blow up from that as well.
That's good. That's good. I like Matt. I was there for that one.
Yeah, that
I'm going to be
was
linking All Minus One's channels in the chat here.
Yep.
All Minus One can be found on YouTube, and they also have a YouTube channel for the Ends Justify the Memes, and of course, DLives, where they do their live streams as well. So I'll be linking that in the chat here for everyone.
Yeah, but other than that, I've enjoyed my time away from work. Sadly, I got to go back on Monday. Not looking forward to that, and I will be working on the as I like to call it, the Counter Uri plan. Get a rough draft written up on that, and kindly show it to other YouTubers for them to input and get people talking.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and kill the Trump background here, because that was just going to be my intro. So we're going to go ahead and stop that. It'll just be our little face blurbs here. When it comes to what's been going on in your country with lockdowns and people going back and forth about vaccines and the coof and whatnot, has there been any new developments or big changes with all that stuff that we've been talking about over there that you feel like sharing, or is it still about the same as it was a couple of weeks ago?
Well, for those who are not in the know, the southeast, almost the vast majority of the main island of Britain went into Tier 4, and I'm within the Tier 4 zone, which has been a bit of a pain. And, obviously all the damages and stress that gives to the economy, as well as all the bloody stimulus checks, as you would call it, across the pond. Just more chaos with that. More obviously we had the so-called deal with Brexit, issues at the channel, and loads of chaos, especially in the southeast of the country.
Yeah.
And also heard I think earlier today about some hate. Apparently now calling somebody ugly is now officially a hate crime. Just utterly ridiculous.
Really?
Yep. I found out. I got linked that in a secret Telegram group I am in. Please, everyone, please do migrate to Telegram. It is a superior version of WhatsApp.
Yeah, I also heard that Telegram is starting to cuck on getting rid of people and bringing the ban hammer down on the quote unquote undesirables.
Well, I've heard that, but then again, the only link I saw on that was Russia Today, and I wouldn't be surprised that Putin was secretly putting bait for the regressives to bite onto.
Maybe, we'll see. I guess time will tell on that one.
But yeah, I mean, I've been using Telegram for nearly 3 years, and it's great. And I even got a certain Mr. Sargon of Akkad onto Telegram, and he's finally got back onto it after deserting it for 6 months.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, he's been using that more now that Parler got zucked. I also have a Telegram. You can join us there, and it is a channel that you can join a chat for. So it does have a chat that you can talk to all of us in. Kiz is in there. I'm in there. 20 or 30 of you guys are in there. It's a pretty good little chat group. And through there, you can network to other good Telegram channels. But Telegram's really popping, especially for the white positive sphere. Lots of us who care about the old white man, we use Telegram quite a bit.
Well, in fact, I also heard, speaking of Telegram, they gained 25 million users within the last 5 days.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, because I got a notification on the thing saying Telegram has hit 500 million users, which is pretty big for a so-called alternative messaging platform. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been using Telegram for nearly 3 years. It's brilliant. It's superior to WhatsApp, much more fun, and obviously it's not connected to Zuckerberg's Facebook, so vastly superior in that sense.
Facebook.
But what else is there? But yes, also I've been currently doing a little bit of shilling regarding my ideas to YouTubers you may have seen Yizz and others in the chat.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, and it's gotten good positive light. I mean, the last one I did was on Rosa Dawn's seal of approval, pushed it out there, and got lots of positive vibes out of it.
Well, over here, there hasn't been anything I've noticed locally when it comes to what's going on with lockdowns and trade halting and stuff. Locally, everyone in my deeply rural area still is about the same. I haven't seen any new signs going up about any new mandates or altering trade or anything. And I haven't heard of any local statute from the. I live in the state of Tennessee, even though I'm on the border with another state. But I haven't heard of anything in the grapevine from a state or county level about them coming down with the ban hammer on travel or trade or anything like that. I see we got Raging Bull in the Discord chat here. Raging Bull, you're welcome to come on and chat with us today if you want. We're just having a community stream, and let me know, and I'll PM you the StreamYard link if you want to come chat with us. Speaking of the StreamYard link to everybody on DLive and on YouTube that's listening, I'm going to share that link again. Keep in mind, this is a community stream. You can come on and have a chat about anything regarding current events or just general positivity and community. This is going to be just a stream of sharing and togetherness. We're not going to get into anything too dark or spicy or anything. So let me go ahead and grab that StreamYard link for everybody again. There you go. There it goes in the pipe for YouTube, and here it goes in the pipe for DLive.
Don't worry, we're very friendly. We won't bite. I promise you. But I mean, as for lockdowns itself, like I said, T4 has been a pain. Like loads of places have been closed down.
Yeah.
And yeah, also the mutated so-called Coof has now has done some training in the southeast of England, and apparently it's reached the level of Super Coof. And apparently it's even worse than it was before, which I am so not afraid of.
Yeah. I don't think that this was ever about saving lives, and I don't think it was ever about making sure our health services weren't overran. I think that the people who've been pushing this from the very beginning are people that have just been waiting for any excuse at all to use a pandemic to further destroy small businesses and make those of us who are holdouts, who are self-sufficient and rely on ourselves and our local communities' businesses. I think it was an excuse to try to destroy them and force us all under the heel of the Soviet superstates of the world. We are going to be joined by two people. We have Silence is Leaden, and we have Raging Bull. Welcome, Silence. Welcome, Raging Bull. Let's get a sound off from you two, see if we can hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear
Hey,
you both
you're good.
just fine. Thank you for joining us again, Silence. Silence was on our last community stream, and Raging Bull, I don't think you joined us before, have you?
No, I just woke up and I was like, let's just dive right into it.
Well, it's a good stream for that because we don't have a particular topic. I know that people have been stressed over the U.S. election. We've been stressed over COVID stuff, and I'm sure lots of us just got done having very sad holiday seasons. So I thought we could have just a community stream where we come together and talk about whatever, just shoot the breeze, have a good community stream today just to talk and have togetherness. So, Raging Bull, since you're new here, is there anything in particular you want to tell us about yourself or what's important to you?
Well, I'm Raging Bull. I currently live in Oregon. Tend to try to be a positive kind of fellow.
That's good. Positivity's good. We like positivity around these parts. Silence is leaden. I know that you are not a U.S. dweller. Anything you want to tell us about yourself or your work or what you've been up to lately?
Well, I've had a very nice Christmas, it must be said. It was my first year where I made all the Christmas dinner. I took
Oh, wow.
responsibility for it. I'd never even so much as peeled a carrot for it before. I mean, I'm a good cook, but I've never actually boiled the Christmas dinner. But we did that. I did all the trimmings. It was like, instead of a turkey, we had a more English sort of spin on the Christmas dinner. And we had steak and black pudding pie with your parsnips and sprouts and chestnuts and your gravy on top. Yeah, nice. And put on some
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, and put on some Mozart. It was just me and my mum, my stepdad, and had chat about stuff that wasn't political. So it was pretty much probably my best sort of, I guess, say mature Christmas. Best as
Well, I'm
an
glad. That's great. I actually helped. I usually help cook with my mother and Christmas dinner and whatnot. This year I didn't do much for many of the reasons that I've talked about struggles and things being hard for us. But we did a little bit of cooking. Not much, but we made a little bit of gravy, a little bit of stuffing, but we didn't have the usual large dinner that we often make. So I'm glad that at least somebody in my circle did.
Yes.
If you'd like to share the channels or the channel that you're trying to get off the ground and get people aware of Silence, I made you a moderator in chat on YouTube. So you feel free to share whatever it is you want for people, because I know that you've got a channel you're trying to get off the ground.
Okay, I'll share the link in the to my channel. Let me just find it. Yeah, I've grown quite a bit since the last time I talked. I think I had 3 videos, and now I'm up to about 12, I think.
Mhm.
And
Nice.
I've got over 300 subs now, thanks to my various other streams. I've appeared on Dangerfield streams a few times. I've streamed with Reaver on just a few days ago. He's one of our sort of like nationalist Zoomer types. Great. It's amazing the stuff he does. He's unfortunately his first channel has been banned.
Dangerfield?
He's prevented from Reaver. Sorry, yeah, Reaver's prevented from streaming on his first channel because he went to a lockdown protest march and documented the stuff he showed there. Yeah,
Terrible.
yeah. No.
Speaking of Dangerfield, I think he's excellent, and I love his community known as Scrubs, and Scrubs Rising, by the way. Hashtag Scrubs Rising.
He was going to stream this afternoon, but for some reason he's not been able to. So this has been a great way to say for the Scrubs to regroup.
Yeah. Let's make sure to get the word out there. I forgot to post about the stream over on Telegram. I had it open, but something distracted. Oh, I know why I didn't share the stream over on Telegram. Kizza was with me before the show, and for some reason, my browsers did not save my DLive login data. And so I had to go through the rigmarole of getting the password reset, and it was being very stubborn and didn't do that. So that's what distracted me from posting over on Telegram. Let me grab the link here, and we'll get that posted over on the old Telegram.
Oh yeah.
Boomer.
Yeah. Well,
I was actually wanting to chime in. I was going to ask, Yizz, do you hand make the stuffing, or do you get like some of the stuff you get at your local shop? And
Oh hell no, I don't do that. We just the box stuffing. We like good old stovetop.
hell yeah. You know what I had that no one's mentioned? Good
What?
old giant honey ham.
Oh, we had a big honey ham for Christmas this year too.
Oh, jeez. I literally just ate dinner.
We-
Then now you're making
Because
me
we live
hungry.
just
Please
south of
don't do that.
Virginia, and we get cheap Smithfield hams and bacons here, and we had us a nice Smithfield honey ham. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Oh, slightly off topic, but a little bit of info has just come to my attention.
Oh, what's that?
Gender terms banned under new house rules.
Oh God,
ready
yeah,
for
I watched that.
Okay, for those who are unaware, I'm going to repeat what I say in front of me, okay?
Okay.
These gender terms are now banned under new house rules, okay? Make sure you sit down, everybody, and finish your drinks. I don't want to be accused of making somebody choke to death. That's the thing I need on my conscience. Okay,
All
ready? Father, mother, son, daughter, brother, sister, uncle, aunt, first cousin. Okay, I don't know what's gendered about that. Nephew, niece, husband, wife, father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, stepfather, stepson, stepdaughter, stepmother, stepsister, half-brother, half-sister, grandson, and granddaughter.
And
How on
just,
earth can you ban those words from speaking? From like those sound like normal words you have to say when talking about people.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you see, all of them are transphobic. He is. Although I don't get first cousin.
Right.
I was gonna.
This is America, right?
No. Hold on. I wanted to ask to specify. Is this in like federal government? Is this in Congress? Where does this apply?
I think it just applies in house, in speaking in the house, right?
Yes. Okay. House rules package for the 117th Congress clause. RC3 for Rule 23.
Either way, it's fucking retarded. Whatever.
Well,
it is.
guys, it's morning. You know what time is? It's time to break out the Jägermeister. There we go.
Do you have-
IP Freely, we had IP Freely in the chat lobby, but he's disappeared. I was going to bring you in here just after this. If you want to hop back in, we'll get you on to talk. Same goes for everybody else that wants to come on and chat with us today. We're just having a chill stream of togetherness and unity. So, speaking of togetherness and unity, Raging Bull, I met you through Uzulu's Cabal Discord, right?
Yes.
Okay, Uzulu has a wonderful community. I'm going to share it here. First of all, the Cabal is a Discord community, and it is full of lots of really interesting and active people, like Raging Bull here. So
And
if
very
you'd like to be
special people.
very special people. It is if you are an internet autist, it is a good place to find other communicative internet autists, and I appreciate them. And maybe I have a touch of the tism myself. Who knows? But it's an excellent community, and I definitely recommend coming over and checking it out. I like a lot of the people there. You'll probably find some people you agree with and some people you disagree with, but it's a good community for that. Number two, I often let me make sure I get the right link here. No, that's not the right link. There it is. There's Uzulu's channel. I often am a speaking guest over on Uzulu's mega streams. Uzulu does a lot of news streams, and we have a lot of fun just talking about the news, making jokes. Sometimes we crack wise, sometimes we have serious discussions, but it's just an overall excellent stream if you like long streams that go over the news and current events and stuff. So definitely give Uzulu a follow and check out his wonderful community over there.
The best
So,
way I
um,
can explain Cabal to people. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say
No,
the
go
best
ahead.
way I explain Cabal. You got your boomers like Yizz here, and a lovely man known as Wes, and then the rest of the server is just tons and tons of Zoomers. It's glorious.
It is Zoomer heavy, but that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, with all this transracialism, freaking genderism, I now am going to invoke transagealism and say I'm an early Zoomer, even though I'm technically a millennial. Because screw it, let's be frank here, millennials are bloody cancer for the most part.
Yizz, congratulations. You are now an honorary Zoomer.
Oh God. Okay.
You see. Well, Yizz has got to be the mama of the group of all the Zoomers.
Basically.
Oh, hello, Max.
Yeah, I could be the big brother of the Zoomers. Speaking of which, Uzulu really needs to get me on one of those streams sometime.
And just keep throwing rocks at Uzulu's window until he finally acquiesces.
Yeah. What you do is you
I
join the call and you come to the live chat and you put in lobby who you are and why you want to be a part of the stream in the lobby channel, and then people will either vote on you or Uzulu will call for a vote. And if I'm around, I can vouch for you and say you're a fun guy to talk to. So,
well, I could also say I'm Yizz's co-host.
yeah, you could definitely say that too.
Yeah.
IP Freely
damn, I
said that
thought-
he was going to get on, but he had a high temperature cutout on his phone. And we have Lomax with us today. Hello, Lomax. Good to see you here, my friend. And we got Jim popping in over on D Live. Thank you for the 14 lemons, my friend. Let's get a 14 in the chat for Jim over on D Live. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that.
Damn, I don't have permission to lobby.
Yeah, no,
Where's
no,
my
you don't. You don't have permission to lobby. You can do it in live chat or yeah.
Live chat.
Yeah. So in live chat, when there's a live stream going on, you can just at Uzaloo and tell him your stuff.
Yeah.
And Yizz can probably vouch and ask, "Hey, is it alright if this guy is allowed lobbying permission?"
Yeah, and even if I'm not around, the chat community is very good over there, and Usalu's good about bringing people on and giving them a chance to talk and be known and stuff if they want to. He gets on a lot of people out of the Cabal community, so he's really good about that.
Oh yeah, I definitely love Wes just because of his pure Southern drawl he gives with his takes. Because
Yeah,
I
I
watched
love
him
Wes.
with
He's great.
I watched him with Don the Pleb the other day.
Me too. Yeah, I was there.
I just love
That was
that.
fun.
And also, I forgot to mention, Don was on with my friend Bill and Tank on the Ends Justify the Memes. That was great fun because they spent majority of time talking about their times in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was good fun.
I need to go subscribe to this Don the Pleb guy. Everyone I know is talking about him.
Well,
he's good. He's good.
Let me
He
share some
does-
links for you, my friend. I happen to have a few.
Yeah. Don.
While we're talking about Don, I'm going to share Don's YouTube first. We're going to share that in the YouTube chat and over in the D Live chat. And oh, hey, we got some other stuff going on over in the old D Live chat here. I'm being bombarded with diamonds by The Rock 2021. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate all of the
Thank
wonderful
you, Mr.
diamonds.
Johnson.
Yeah. We also have Sir Leon. Thank you, Sir Leon. I appreciate all the wonderful lemons and diamonds and such I'm getting over on D Live. Thank you very much.
Don't worry. We got a slave Cave Johnson is going to make good use out of those lemons.
And Dawn has a very active Twitter and an active Discord, so I'm going to share those as well. If you like Twitter, it is a good place to keep up with Dawn, and the best place to keep up with Dawn and stay in touch with the U.S. MAGA Patriot community is Dawn's Discord, which I'm also sharing. There's a lot of very patriotic men, many of them veterans, who are active in his Discord. And we regularly put together email lists and letters and phone call lists of people to call and to pressure about U.S. political and activist things. And I know many of you think, oh, that's just hogwash, but, doing something's better than nothing. And there's a lot of that kind of activism that goes on out of Dawn's Discord, as well as just meeting good people, meeting friends that, you can meet up with and hang out and go have a beer with or go to the range with or whatever. And speaking of meeting up, there is United Basket Weavers. This is a non-political, non-activist Discord that you become a part of just if you want to meet up with people in person to quote-unquote basket weave. That is the whole point of this server, is just to meet up with other like-minded folks and to have sort of a oh, I see we have our Kelsey troll in the chat here. Everybody say hi to Kelsey the troll.
Hello, Kelsey.
The Basket Weavers is a great place to meet up with people by region. If you want to get together for, going out to have a beer, go to the range, just to meet up with other like-minded people. It's a good place for that. So
I would say I'd be down to having a beer over here, but all the pubs and bars are closed down. All thanks to a certain fat clown.
Named Boris Johnson.
Yes. The fake Turk Yankee Brit Bong tool. I almost said something rude there. Yeah, toff. Sorry, that's right. I misused the T word there. Yes, the toff we known as Boris Johnson. I mean, me personally, this is why we need Kizerism, ladies and gentlemen, because I would send him on I would deport his massive cojones all the way to Queens, New York, and let the IRS deal with him.
Oof.
Spicy. In a wig. That's pretty good.
Oh, you say that, but don't forget he is an Eton boy, so they're used to doing inappropriate things
with bench boys,
and then some.
I appreciate all the lemons that everybody's bombarding me with over there.
See. Make Cave Johnson busy. Damn it. We need all the lemons we can get.
The Rock 2021 says that he's angry at D-Live and is wanting to dump all of his lemons and wants somebody to have them. Well, thank you, friend. Thank you. I'll do my
there
best to
have been
process
issues
those
with
out.
a lot of content creators I follow said they've not been able to get lemons anymore.
I would just to pipe up on my limited knowledge of things.
Mhm.
As far as I know, with D Live, I don't. Maybe it's you just got to deal with what you got. But I heard D Live yeeted Nick Fuentes, so to me
No,
that's
dude, it's not just Nick Fuentes. They yeeted Vincent James. Vincent James wasn't even connected to the protest at all. He wasn't there. He was on the other coast. And for some reason, yeeted from D-Live. That's why people are really angry at D-Live, and many people are quaking because this is the way that they broadcast. This is the way that they make a living. And if D-Live is just going to start giving people the axe, well, then that sucks because there aren't a lot of really good live stream services. And hopefully, I've got hopes for Rumble, but I don't know if you can live stream on Rumble yet or not. But it looks pretty viable.
I've heard that BitChute is going to be implementing a live streaming thing.
Oh God, I wish.
Point. So if they do, then hell yeah, just throw more money at BitChute, make it happen, guys.
Oh shit! Somebody,
the Merchants Guild shall fund BitChute.
Buttehole, funny name. Buttehole in YouTube chat says that Turd Flinging Monkey got yeeted on the same day as Vincent James. And Turd Flinging Monkey, I don't know much about him. I was on a stream once with him, I think over on Halsey's channel a long time ago when Aiden Paladin was on. But I don't know much about TFM or what he's up to, but I seriously doubt he was at the protest either because I think he's Canadian. So I would have been surprised if he was at the Capitol.
Yes. Look who's joined the YouTube chat.
Let's see. We've got. Oh, hey, Alabaster. Oh, it's Raymond. Hey, Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
And Fader's Horns. Howdy, Raymond. Good to see you here. Wait, what?
I'm just making a That's So Raven reference.
Oh.
Also, we're doing well for watching. We got 36 right now. That's pretty good for us.
Raymond is my favorite anime. Raymond in the house.
I don't know anything about that.
But is it better than Corey in the house?
Oof. I'd have to ask you.
And Buttehole and Raymond and all the others here, Scory. I put the StreamYard link in the chat. If any of you guys want to come on and just shoot the breeze with us and talk about what's on your mind, maybe shill some stuff that you're working on, I'll be glad to share your links for you or just let you talk about whatever you want. We're just having a good community stream today here. So if anybody wants to pop on, it's easy to do via the StreamYard link there, and we'll get you on and have a chat.
Oh, yeah, I think Sticks is fucking awesome.
I like Sticks pretty good.
Yeah, if he's right about BitChute getting live streaming, oh, hell yeah. Shit, I might just start up a BitChute just for the lulz.
All right. We've been on for about half an hour now, so we're going to check all the paid services, see if anybody's left us a paid message to talk about here. We're going to fire up PayPal and Cash App.
Collect those shekels.
Yeah, we'll see if there's any shekels. We already got plenty of diamonds over there, which I do appreciate. Thank you very much for those of you who did that. If you want to give us super chats and leave us questions to talk about, you can do so via the Entropy link there. On the left-hand side of the Entropy page, you'll see a widget, a box called Questions. Those of us in the white positive sphere refer to that as the Tall Kevin widget. You can leave us questions and super chats over there if you like, and we'll definitely be getting to those later. You can also send me money and short messages via Cash App. Cash App is a fast and easy way to share resources with people. And last but not least, if you want to use good old PayPal while I'm still on it before I get yeeted, you can definitely share money with me via PayPal there. And there are some more esoteric ways to share stuff with me down in the links to the video if you're interested. So it seems like we don't have anything new over on Cash App or PayPal either. So I would like to thank someone dear to me named Jason Kona, the No White Guilt guy. He gave me a donation over on Cash App last week for what I assume is holidays, and he just said, keep up the good work. So thank you, Jason, if you're listening. I do appreciate that, my friend. Let's see. Also, we have Ver Green Eyes and Lomax in the chat. You guys, I recognize you from around the way. You're welcome to come on and chat with us today. We seem to have lost Kizza. Let me see if he's back yet. He's not back yet, but we do have IP Freely. Welcome, IP Freely. Let's see if you have a voice today. You got a voice?
Hello, Yizz.
Hello, I can hear you. Scrubs Rising.
Hello. Yes, Scrubs Rising.
Yes, hello, IP.
How you doing?
Hello, Mr. Ledden.
Yeah, we were on a stream, not the same time. We were on a stream in Dangerfield where we had to have two lies and one truth, and then everybody had to guess which one was the true one. Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
We did
Maybe
indeed.
do that later today if you want. That sounds like fun.
Yes, that was my debut, I do believe.
And now Dangerfield plans to get IP on because he seems to have had a fascinating life. Yeah.
Yeah. Raymond says pretty soon we're going to have to only be able to receive checks by mail like Gab.
Oh, I was actually gonna mention. Do you have Subscribestar, Yizz?
Yeah, I do. I just don't share it very often. There are a lot of people that have supported me on Subscribestar, but until you have a certain number of subscribers, your subscribers have to log in each month and manually click to give you money. So even though I have like 7 or 8 people technically subscribing to me, I don't get much money because they don't go in there each month and click to donate to me. So I'll go ahead and share my Subscribestar. Let's see, where is it? There it is. All right. Yeah, if you do want to be part of my my monthly subscribe team, I currently have 5 active ones. You can donate a $1 or $2 or even more than that to me each month via Subscribestar. And thank you. I see Matt over on the old D Live giving me lemons, and Doodle Squatch as well. Thank you guys. I do appreciate that very much. Okay, let's see what else we got. Oh, we got Antburger in the chat. Hello, Antburger. Good to see you here, my friend. I see you in about all the chats I'm in. All right, let's see if we have Kizza back yet. No, we still don't have Kizza back. Something might have happened to his internet over where he is. Because normally when he drops, he's back almost instantly. Maybe something came up.
I had to balance out the British people, Yizz.
You have to do what now?
I had to balance out the British people, so I yeeted one.
Well, IP Freely, it's good to hear you and have you here, my friend. Anything in particular that you want to talk about today, or any channel or content you want to show while you're here?
Well, there is actually, because I think we're all feeling it at the moment, the current situation, and I think you know this as well, that we're in a bit of overload. We're getting the information that's being wanged around everywhere. It's just too much information to process most of the time. And I the other day,
every day getting bombarded with all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
And it's trying to sift through all of that mush of information. A lot of it is absolute rubbish. And I think you would agree with me on that. Yeah. And to just pick out the bits that actually have some important meaning. Because we've all been led up the garden path, and I noticed the other day, it was actually when you did your video, and I think you might have recognised, I commented on your video, that you needed to take a break for a while. It was about at that same time that I felt exactly the same. I just felt that I was just a husk. I just couldn't take in any more information.
Yeah, it's just hard,
overloading me.
Yeah,
but I think today from yesterday and today, I've actually reached a level plateau again, and I'm able to disseminate the really interesting information from the information which is just puts you in a dead end lane, if you like. And it's better today, a lot better today. I'm a lot more clearer and a lot more focused again, which is good.
Yeah, I took a couple days off this week too to be with family because, like I said, someone's dying. So I decided to just disengage from YouTube, disengage mostly from the cabal. I was there a little bit a couple of days this week, but I've just been tending to myself, trying to take care of myself, that kind of thing. So
good. Are you
be with my loved ones. I feel a bit better, but might be because I got
Excellent.
ridiculously high Wednesday. I got so high I could barely feel my feet, and that helped a lot. And
good.
For those of you that don't know, I enjoy THC, but I wouldn't call myself a stoner per se. It's just I used to use small doses of THC to help me sleep every night because all the other pills I tried to help as a sleep aid, they just fucked me up or made me sick or whatever. But I found that small doses of just regular THC. Let's not have that loud buzz anymore. That's pretty loud. small doses of THC were really good for helping me with my constant body pains and helping me get good sleep at night. But since I moved back to the mountain holler, it ain't exactly legal to get out here, and I don't like breaking the law, so I haven't had much access to it. But because of the ability to get it legally via the cancer patient, I thankfully was able to have a very pleasant high Wednesday, and I actually got some good sleep.
You
I
know,
got some good sleep for the first time in, like, I don't know, 6 weeks. Uh-oh, we're getting a horrible echo. Something's wrong.
We're getting a
Somebody needs to fix that.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of this on the Two Lies One Truth stream.
Apologies.
IP Freely, what's going on over there?
It's my phone.
Smacking
It's heating up again.
Well,
uh-oh.
is it okay if I drop you because we can't have that kind of echo?
Is it? Oh no, is that better now?
Yes, it's better now.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I wanted to say something.
Okay.
So last week, so I've been working a lot, and I finally got a total clock in of how much I worked last pay period. 140 hours.
Woohoo!
Excellent.
So
Epic.
yeah, I've been a very busy boy, like shit. There was 2 days in which I basically didn't go home, and the reason for that was because of what was going down January. My work completely panicked, and so they were like double up security for the next few days.
Mhm.
And my boss was like, "Hey, Bull, I don't mean to do this to you, but I've got no one else. Please." I'm like, "Of course, bro."
Well, you could say, hey, since you got no one else, how about I get double time?
Oh yeah, no, I almost hit double time. I was almost working a triple shift. So it would have been fucking crazy. The one thing I wanted to say that kind of made me sad is, so those 2 days when I wasn't home, my dad had reported to me some stuff went down. Basically, when I finally got home, I walked on my normal route that I take to get to work, and Antifa paid a visit to the businesses near where I am.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and it made me really sad because, liquor store got smashed. A nice little Chinese restaurant I went to ever since I was a kid got smashed up. The cobbler next door got smashed. It looked like a war zone, and I was just like, nice.
Oh, that's
This-
terrible.
Yeah.
Antifa.
But the sad-
cancer.
The sad reality is, with how abject the anti-whiteism has become lately, that's going to have to be a thing that we're going to have to contend with if we live in these big city clusters. And unfortunately, it's going to even start happening in outside these big city clusters. We're going to have to. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do this.
I am a proponent of, and I've said this a bit, but I wanted to say it here.
Sure.
Honestly, if you can, just to boost what Styx has said, work on a new skill. Canning, become self-reliant. 2, if you can, move out of the big cities. Hell, it might be scary, but trust me, it's better to live a free man out in the wilderness than live in a place that is slowly burning down.
Yeah.
I quite agree. I quite agree with that analogy. I did a similar thing.
Oh, yes.
I did a similar thing myself. I moved from the UK to France, to a little place in the countryside with a bit of land, and I've never looked back since, because I know it's possibly a little bit of escapism, but you can collect your thoughts properly when you're not surrounded by a lot of all this madness that's going on.
Well, on top of that, I highly encourage that people should, make your own communities. Like, if you are ballsy enough, and if you have people who also got the balls like you, go move out somewhere and be like, all right, let's go chill and make a home here. Because then
one of the things I've been talking about a long time on my channel, and a lot of, if you want to call this right wing, I don't really even like that, but people who care about their country, their ethnicity, their religion, their people, we've been saying for a lot of years now, the best way that we can fight the horrible anti-white or globalist encroachment into destroying what we are is to start building up better communities that rely on each other for trade and food and clothes and repair and all that stuff. The more of those that we create, the better we can resist the encroachment of these ugly globo homo statist things.
Yes,
and it's
exactly.
very important.
Exactly.
Very important to do that.
Exactly. Yes.
We have some new people here.
I mean,
we have-
this is my first time, to be honest.
Yeah, Sir Leon, you've been waiting patiently. You want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, it's hard to explain since basically is Spaniard. Well, Mexican with Spaniard blood, but since I've been here in the Midwest for.
Excuse me, sir. Are you a Spaniard?
Spaniard citizen? No, but well, my genes. Well, genes, yes. Spaniard by blood, yeah.
I assuming I said your name correctly. Sir Leon is how you would like it said.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Welcome all the same. Thank you for coming on today.
I mean,
we are.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was just gonna say, sorry everyone for my technical issues. My laptop just decided to go. I am frozen today. It's been taking
that's okay. We all have those. And I see we got more lemons coming in over on D Live. Thank you, everyone. Also, hail Alex. Good to see you, my friend. We also were joined by an Australian warrior for righteousness and truth, Brother Raymond. How are you, Raymond?
You can't hear me?
No, we can hear you just fine.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, well, I was just going to butt in because everyone was apologizing and say I'm not sorry. No guilt.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Excuse me, sir. We all know Australia doesn't exist.
I gotta go.
Really? Really?
Good to hear your kind voice on my stream, Raymond. I'm glad you decided to hop in, friend. Raymond does a lot of great work for our people and for just truth in general down in Australia.
These days are quite rare these days, especially. I mean, have you seen the purge happening in Telegram? Like, it's atrocious, to be honest.
The purge happening where? I couldn't understand that.
The purge.
Telegram, did you say?
Yeah,
Telegram purge?
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah,
nobody I follow's gotten yeeted from what I can tell.
Well, I would interject. Sorry to interrupt. I would interject. I only heard this through Russia today, and I'm still certain that's just Putin, playing some bait. He played some bait there.
No, I mean, what happens, basically, there were some Fed posted channels that were deleted. Well, where's the echo?
Yeah, we're having a pretty bad echo from you again. Can you handle that? Yeah. Can you handle that?
So basically, have you heard this?
All right, I'm going to have to mute IP3. He's got echo.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just a sec. Could I also? I'd like to drop out, please. Didn't want to just simply say leave without saying goodbye, though.
Okay, sure.
I have some dinner on the hob that's just about ready, so I'm going to go and get some.
Yeah, you come back whenever you like, and if you want to come back and share your channel and talk about your work, you're more than welcome to. But thanks for stopping in. We appreciate that. Everybody say hello and goodbye to Silence is Leaden, and we'll get a 14 in the chat for silence here.
Thanks, hang on. I'll drop a link to my videos again. I make videos that aren't necessarily from nationalist or white positive perspective, but are definitely going to be useful to people in our community. I have videos about how we can improve our communities, how we can improve ourselves, how we can sort of like experience more culture that's of ours, ours from us, the white positive sphere, and I just try to do something a little different each time, so you never quite know what you're going to get with me, but I make sure that it's at least something that is going to be of use to us. Thanks for that.
Yeah, well, we'll catch you later, friend. Thanks for stopping by.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye-bye. Speaking of making communities better. Yeah, speaking of making communities better and stuff, what he's talking about is what the White Rose and Thorn of England do. White Rose and Thorn also has a stream channel called This Is Why We Fight, and I'm sharing both of those in chat. It's a man and a woman who have a community about making better community values getting people to work together in person and just building better communities overall. It's an excellent thing. I'm going to be sharing them over in DLive for everyone too. Now I'll let Raymond talk for a while I share links. Raymond, let's talk about whatever is important to you or what you want to share today.
Oh, just put me on the spot, eh? Why don't you? Nah. No, I don't even know what to talk about, eh? Really?
I got a stupid question for you.
Yeah, go on.
Is it true that... No, not for you. Is it true that Australians are just British people who have specced further into the tech tree?
Oh, kind of. I guess
knew
that's yeah.
Does it work?
We've got more endurance as well, but
exactly, you leveled up.
We leveled up the health and a bit of the tech, so
and the thievery.
And I have to admit, I'm a little biased for Raymond here because out of all the English-speaking countries, I happen to like Australia the best outside of America. I've always loved Australia.
I like Australian people, but my God, that entire country is a nanny state.
Well. In the defense of Australia, it was originally founded to be an open prison state.
Correct. Yeah, it was. It was a prison camp essentially, but old mate does have a good point though. Like a lot of the original Labour developments, and like which became the modern day and what's in the UK you call that liberal. Do you? Is that or? No, you've got the same as Aussies, eh? You call them the Labour, and then you've got like the Tories or something, as your like what we call liberal.
Well,
the words are different in each country.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, to me.
But yeah, we do have a traditional leftist type of lean in this country. We're definitely very socialist.
Yeah,
that is very
bearing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we always have been, but.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Raymond. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say that we've always had that type of attitude, and something we speak about here is like Aussies is we call it having mateship, and it's one of our fundamental like. Essentially, there's like there's two fundamental characteristics or things that we hold dear as Australians, and that's larrikinism, and then mateship. And larrikinism is about having a laugh, taking a piss, stirring authorities, sticking it to the man, things like that. And then mateship is all about looking after each other, being mates, treating everyone like
good
family.
Qualities. I like those qualities. No wonder I like Australians.
and it was these qualities came from as well, like the leftist-leaning socialist Labour parties and our founding fathers, like original politicians and whatnot. And so they were very leftist, socialist, essentially, like modern day Democrats in America, and then for us the Labour and whatnot. But there was the emphasis on a homogenous white nation, so it was socialism for a white supermajority, and if it wasn't that, then it can't work. Not
you
only
mean national socialism?
No. The closest thing to original Australian values is what people would call today national socialism.
Yeah, and that's a thing that's actually pretty popular. The concept of national socialism is a pretty open-ended thing. It's not very pinned down.
That's the thing as well, that when people talk about national socialism in this modern day and age, essentially they're just saying nation states, which is what every nation originally was. Every people on the planet. That's just the original political system that people have.
Exactly, and like that's why people incorrectly call China communist. China, even though the CCP is communist in name and definitely came from Mao's Red China, was a Marxist communist thing. What China is now is indicative of centralized national socialism, and many nation states are basically national socialism, like Japan, for example. Japan is a good example of that. And
I mean,
yes.
I mean, I'm seeing that China is very obsessed with a political philosopher called Carl Schmitt. Have you heard that name before? Carl Schmitt.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like
Oh,
China is
brilliant.
obsessed because in his works he actually describes how Germany industrialized itself. So that's what China wants. It appears to be.
Yep. That's why when people talk about China being communist, I tell them that no, it's not that anymore. It is a centralized authoritative state government, which before people get angry at me for saying that, it's not really that much different than the American government. It just takes a different form with its authoritarianism.
Stalinism.
I would argue it's the true face of red fascism.
I don't like throwing around the word fascism because it's never really been used correctly and it doesn't really mean anything. So I tend not to use the word
Well,
fascism.
I would
It's more
say
of a label.
if you take it how Mussolini Gentili described it, China is pretty close on the money.
And that
I
is
don't think
that is
so.
a good point. Can I just?
I don't think so
interject one
because
thing there?
fascism
Can I interject something?
is not about materialism, and it
Can I-
seems that almost everything about how China functions is very
Yes,
materialistic.
he did make a decent point though, because he said in the definition given by old mate, and that's the
Oh,
thing.
okay.
All of these terms, all of these different political systems, they have a million different interpretations. As many people have existed, that's how many different types of communism or socialism or national
Yep.
socialism there's been, because
Mhm.
it doesn't actually exist in the real world. These are
Yep.
just abstractions that people have inside of their own heads.
Indeed.
They only exist
Indeed.
as ideas in people's heads. So when
it's
there's
just an
enough
idea,
of an
everyone.
interpretation, so yeah, if there's a popular interpretation or one where the mainstream media, etc., and they promote that interpretation, that's the one to go with, because that's the one that's in most people's heads.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
that's
why
why
specifically.
about a year ago, whenever I discovered Jason Kuna and his Go Free terminology and lexicon that I use and promote a lot, one of the things I love most about learning his terms and ideas is it is almost useless to try to persuade people or convince people with these words that we're talking about right now because of what Raymond said of how different they are. So basically, you have something that's for the people of the area or against the people of the area. It's either white positive or it's anti-white. It's either for the West or it's against the West. And I think making things a simple dichotomy like that, you get a lot further with reaching regular folks who are just vaguely aware of what's going on and getting them active and concerned about what's happening. Because if you go to a regular working class dude, like the guys I used to drive with when I had regular work contracts, if you start talking to them about fascism and Marxism and all these different isms and government systems of the past, that's just going to go right over their head and that ain't going to mean nothing to them at all. But if you talk to them about things that directly are for or are directly against, being something that's anti-male or anti-white or anti-American, they're going to be able to grasp and understand that, and it's going to land with them, and you can actually have a good, fruitful conversation with regular folks that way.
Yeah.
The only thing I would I just
No,
wanted
go
to
on.
say the only thing I would interject into this is I've watched a man called Economics Explained.
Okay.
He's just very cutthroat about getting to the meat of economic systems.
Yeah.
And the way he explains how China works is it's like this. They are a nation of extreme pragmatic, i.e., they want communism. They want to get rid of the filthy capitalist system, but they know that if they want to actually compete on a grand scale, they have to play the game. So they will abuse and use the rules that are given and twist it in such a way to gain the advantage. But the moment they are hegemonic, then they will try to actively get rid of it. A great example is Hong Kong. If you go to Hong Kong, there's shit tons of gambling and stuff, which if you know how China is, that's not actually a thing they tend to like. But they allow it because it's good for not only business, it's good for image. Because think of it this way, if you bring a group into the fold and immediately just stomp on them, everyone else is going to just immediately go, fuck you, we hope you die. But if you slowly extend out to the point that you've confederated everything, then you can start stomping and there's very little resistance.
Any retort from anyone about that? Anything you want to add?
Sorry, I cut out there. What was said?
No
I
retort,
was-
but
Go ahead.
yeah, no retort. But I would just make the point that, like, all of that makes sense, and I can agree with that myself. But the point that I think is more like the thing we really need to understand, and what's mostly important here to take in and to keep our focus on, is the same fact that was brought up before, that as valid as any like explanation like that can be, all right? So you could have like a full explanation of how this country is actually a type of fascism. It's not really, or it's communism, or it's this or that, and you can explain it and it can make perfect sense. But still, for that to make sense for people, they have to have those axioms. They have to have certain concepts. They have to be able to follow your train of thinking to still arrive at that same conclusion. Whereas, as Yizz said, if it's something very simple, like people don't like these people, or what this action hurts white people, like that's just basic descriptors of things that normal everyday people are aware of in their everyday life. Everyone knows what a white person is. Everyone knows what it means to be negative towards something.
Yeah.
But not everybody knows what communism is, and this axiom, and this economic theory, and this, and majority of people are never going to know anything about that type of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. I was just
there's
giving
no
a-
point. Yeah, I'm not having a dig at any. I love talking about political theories and things myself.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
But I'm just in the point of trying to be like
Well,
to
I
reach as many folk as possible. You want to keep things as normal and everyday as possible for them.
Yeah. And like they used to say in the military, you want to KISS, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just, I like to pontificate on more in-depth things with people that can understand. And Green
Oh,
Eye,
for sure. This is a good group for
I
that.
love
like
to
I
as well.
said,
I love to
this
as well.
this is a good place to chat about that, because me and Raymond and probably everybody here loves it. It's just we have a lot of viewers that come to me because the one of the main drives of my channel is telling people what they can do to help us have a better chance at having a good future for our people. And we like to share ideas that can be applied, and also talk about more loftier stuff too. So I just that's why I bring that stuff up, Raging Bull. I wasn't bringing it up to say that you were wrong or anything.
Of
Just
course.
having a chat.
Oh, and I just want to say one thing to someone in chat, Green Eyes. So even you say, even if they became the hegemon, you don't think they would give that up. This is a nation that would happily delete 100 million citizens in the blink of an eye if it meant gaining an advantage, or if it just meant spitting in the face of, let's say, America. Great example being, I don't know if any of you know, did you know there's like this huge dam that is well over capacity?
I've heard about this.
Oh yeah, I heard about
this.
I saw an article about that. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I've seen like videos of it and just satellite imagery, and it's supposed to be roughly an L shape. It is bowing to the point that it looks like you have just made a half circle. That is how much water was pushing up against it. And if that breaks, you actually there was a model that some Chinese person gave to show what would happen. It would flow right through that valley, annihilating a couple maybe small villages, and it would absolutely wipe out Wuhan. And the West has said, hey, we could help you, but you got to give something in return. And China just said, fuck you.
Well, and this is a point that leads me back to my usual nationalistic speaking points, is one of the errors, whether or not talking about ideology, not talking about religion or race or any groups versus group. In my opinion, one of the reasons why globalist economic entanglement is doomed to fail is because people naturally, whether you believe it's ethical or not, care more about their family and their community and their people than they do anyone else. And when you have governments and states wanting to take resources and effort from their people to give to others, it creates conflict and puts power in the hands of the elites who don't really give a crap about the common man. Just like what Green Eyes was saying in the chat there. And just like what you were talking about with the Chinese, the CCP not caring about if woe falls to Wuhan or whatever.
Or to use the classic phrase, the ends justify the means.
Precisely.
Yeah, so I would definitely say to add on to what everyone's been saying, when it comes to use of language, two things I would always recommend. One, when you're dealing with our enemies, always use the term regressive, because that's what they ultimately are. They want to regress back to the times where we didn't have our wonderful human rights, our wonderful language, and our wonderful civilizations. Because
That's
Still too complicated. I still
that
think
can
that's too
work depending on
complicated.
your audience. But yeah, exactly. Like
playing devil's advocate. I'm
Yeah.
playing devil's advocate. Too complicated. Too many axioms required for the average person to comprehend.
because
Well,
it
hey,
also
most
it
That's
also
why
hinges on
QAnon
what,
exists.
it also hinges on the concept of progress and regress itself and what
Yeah,
people would
some
consider
people
those
want.
things.
Some people think regression's positive and good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
some
yeah,
come
people
but
on. It's
when I
disgusting.
say, just for me, I say if you want to progressive, you're trying to progress something. Like, for instance,
Yeah, but look
technology
what
advocates
the
are
anti-white
naturally progressive.
globalists call themselves. They're the
Oh,
progressives.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They coined the term,
Merchants.
but what I'm saying is,
So if
they
you
like
call
to
them
use
progressive,
language.
wolf
it's
in
just going to
sheep's
Merchants.
cause
clothing.
confusion.
Yeah,
It's just going to confuse
but
folk.
here's the thing. Yeah, but
Oh.
here's the thing, though. This is the power of language. Okay, you coin terms and you use it against them. So when people see them, they'll think, "Oh, that's a regressive."
Yeah,
That's
I
the whole
get
point.
what
It's the
you're
power of
saying.
language.
Saying like what you do
I think-
is you gotta spin it.
I think you're on the right track, but I think you'll figure out better tactics eventually.
Here's
Well,
what
well,
I'd say,
well,
Mr.
I
Ozzy.
got. I would also
say,
add this.
hold on.
Yeah.
I would say the best thing you can do to lessen axioms, you just simply call someone a wolf in sheep's clothing. When they say why, you just simply explain, all right, so what they want to do is X, something that is simple that they've stated and that this person knows. And
Yeah,
then you
calling
just
out
point out-
hypocrisy is good. I agree.
yeah, you
I
just point out the
get that a lot.
hypocrisy.
I get a lot of success with that with local people. A good example locally here is when they just recently in the small city near here had a mask mandate go into effect for small businesses. And one of my friends owns a comic and gaming store. And again, he's a vague, doesn't really care about anything other than that store that he runs. He's not really big into politics or truth news or any of that stuff. And he was all on board. He wanted to put up the mask signs and start enforcing his people to wear masks. And I said, well, why did they tell you that they're doing this? And he sort of stammered. And I said, well, it's because they care about lives. They care about the livelihood of people, right? And he said, yeah.
Sure.
And I said, okay, well, they don't care about your livelihood because look at the business you've lost in just the last 2 weeks. And he's like, well, yeah. And I said, these people locally are supposed to represent you. This is a tiny city. Why are they enacting this policy that only hurts you and everyone here who helps the community and makes money for people? And he was like, oh. So just simply explaining to people and showing them hypocrisy of actions of our so-called leaders, that is a really good step for laying the groundwork of getting people that are normally just vaguely aware of stuff to sort of see through the veil, see through the fugue state that our leaders want us to stumble through. But once you get them to that point, though, I still think that keeping it simple, like me and Raymond talk about, and just labeling things either for us or against us is a really good way to have a useful dichotomy for walking people towards realizing what they need to fight for and how they need to organize themselves, that kind of thing.
See,
That is very
my balance point would be, I totally agree with that. And I think pointing out it's not hypocrisy, that they're not hypocrites at all, but they're double standards within their
Worst.
market.
If you have a double standard, you have no standards. Remember that.
Yeah, okay, I get you. Maybe hypocrisy was the wrong word. I mean what Raymond's saying is pointing out the obvious double standard. I guess that might be better
I think
to say.
we all probably agree more than we disagree, and
Double
it's more definitions, and we use different words trying to say the same thing, etc.
I mean, it's not just. It's not just the double standards. It's like this is basically war, and war obviously.
The point I was just going to throw in, but is I think you shouldn't cross the line when it comes to labeling. So if you want to point out double standards in behavior, what they do, etc., fine, and do it in whatever clever way. Say that they're being regressive, but they call themselves progressives because they always have double standards. They have double speak and they lie about everything. All right, but Yeah, that everything like that. All right, but they are anti-whites. They are globalists who want to destroy humanity. There's only certain labels you want to give to them, because we need to be able to create the awareness within the masses of the people of who these people are. One of the ways that they've got away with everything they've done for the past century or longer is by having all of these different masks. All right, so people say, "Oh, it's the communists. It's the communists." And by the time they pull, it's Scooby-Doo. And by the time they pull the mask off of the communist monster, the monster's already down the other end of the mansion, and he's wearing a different mask.
Yeah, or it's the same asshole is wearing 10 different masks, and he can rotate them. You finally point the finger and call him a globalist, well, then he shifts masks, and he's a statist. You finally pull the mask off of sexism, and oh, no, it's not that. It's a different kind of ism. And the way that you defeat that is by using simplistic language that ascribes to them what they do, not how they identify. You take the power away from their narrative by stepping away from it completely. Like Jason's book talks about the anti-white narrative. That narrative is full of different isms that they can use like a chameleon to shift and change and avoid blame.
Yeah.
But you call them what they do by their actions. The actions they've taken, the things they've put into place are anti-American. They're anti-white. They're anti-male. Those things are undeniable, and they're simple terms that regular folks can immediately identify with and understand.
Right. And it's just for me, the reason why I wouldn't, and again, this is just because where I am, the people I'm around, using stuff like anti-white and all that just sounds to people here like it could easily be turned on you as you're just a white identitarian, and that's seen as a bad thing. And for me,
where are you from? Where are you from?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in Oregon.
We'll just say that that's anti-American, anti-Oregon. Guinean.
Yeah, say that. Yeah, I get a lot of play with the MAGA crowd and the Americans.
Exactly.
A lot of Americans that would be allies, they're really hung up on what you're talking about. So I shift gears, and instead of saying anti-white, I say anti-American. And that really gets them and hits them because, America stands for, in my opinion, a lot of good things that a lot of our people really believe in. And I get a lot of ground with regular working class folks, especially in my neck of the woods, by saying anti-American instead of anti-white, because everybody here's white anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, and for me, I've done stuff like that. Shit, I have this one guy who I chill with sometimes outside of work, and he is black, and he would wear a BLM shirt, but yet just explain to him, it's like, yeah, but yet you see what these fuckers do, and it's like, yeah, I get what you mean, Black Lives Matter, but this fucking group is clearly does not give a shit about black lives. Fuck them. And so, it's just a slow, you explain it, talk to them, and now it's to the point where when these fuckers show up in his neck of the woods, he's kind of the granddaddy of the group. He comes out, and then everyone rolls up and is like, so, you gonna try and smash our shit up? Try it. Like, it's just showing that hypocrisy. And at least here, when you have clear evidence, like you have these motherfuckers who claim to be for a group and yet don't give a single shit about black people and instead decide to just destroy, it's a lot easier to break a narrative because you have the evidence.
Well, let's be frank here. How many of these groups have actually give a damn about the so-called people they claim to represent and care about?
No, basically none of them. I get it. Yeah.
I mean, as I try and explain to people before, the socialists of freaking yesteryear never gave a damn about the working class, and this is where the power of language. And one word I was going to bring up earlier is the term Anglophobe. For those of the English-speaking world, that's a very particular term, which means hatred or fear or hatred of the English or the British. But let's be frank here, we're all byproducts of the Anglosphere. And also that's a word coined by George Orwell. You mentioned George Orwell, everyone knows who you're talking about. And quote passages and lines from his books. Because then people are going to get interested and they're going to start buying and reading all that. 1984, Animal Farm. The Road to Wigan Pier, Notes on Nationalism, just to name a few of his books. This is why Orwell matters, ladies and gentlemen.
He's a great writer. Anything like that, any synonym. Anti-white, Anglophobe. I like to call people un-Australian.
Yeah, that's good too.
Exactly. But yeah, this is why I mean this is the power of language. And also to politely show another YouTuber, this is why Romanian TV, as he's now known as, he's a great YouTuber to listen into because he's lived under the Iron Curtain, so he knows all the propaganda, he knows all the telltale signs. That's why
we're going to shift gears and go to some chat here for a second. We're going to start with my buddy Lomax. Lomax says, "I thought he said Anglophobe, which means a fear of Angela Merkel, which, to be fair, is a perfectly legit position."
Oh, no.
That's reasonable.
Not Angela Merkel. No. Literally, most Germans don't like her either. I have a German friend.
It's a joke.
I have a German friend. He calls her Tangela Merkel.
and logical fear isn't a phobia.
Yeah, exactly. I made a video a couple years ago called "Debunking Islamophobia." That if you're a Westerner, fear of Islam is totally rational. But that's for a different topic. We're going to move over to the Tall Kevin widget over on Entropy. And for those of you who are curious as to why we call it the Tall Kevin widget, you should check out other white positive creators, especially Jason's Go Free streams over on his channel, which I will share in the chat right now.
What about Keith Woods?
Do it. You won't regret it.
Oh, yeah, Keith Woods is good, yeah.
Keith Woods is okay on some things.
I don't like him personally.
He's
actually
on nothing.
Actually,
but just his things he focuses on. Got nothing against him as
I
an
would-
individual.
Yeah,
I would also add David Woods. If you want to hear anything about Islam,
I was trying.
check out David Woods.
You ruined my segue, so hush.
Sorry.
over on Jason's channel, we call the Entropy widget, the question widget, the Tall Kevin widget, and you can find out why by hanging out with Tall Kevin over on the Go Free streams. Regardless, if you'd like to leave us questions or super chats, you can via Entropy, and I'm sharing the link to that now. And our buddy George in chat, he has left some things for us to read over in the Tall Kevin widget. Starting with, as I was going to ask, regarding creating community and communal systems, there was a movement nascent in the 90s that pushed to allow people to form clans. Essentially, as I recall, the intent being to allow people to come together for financial power and legal purposes as an extended family unit. I'm curious if anyone knows anything about that still being a thing. I don't know anything about that, but I do know that people can incorporate on a small level. So maybe there is a way to legally create those formations. I'm just ignorant of them. So thank you for the input and bringing that up. Any of you guys remember anything about that?
I don't myself, but that sounds that sounds very similar to something I was reading with the BLM manifesto before they took it down. About extended families.
All right, I'm going to check the other paid chat here. I'm going to check PayPal and Cash App to see if anybody's left us anything there.
Yeah, I've never heard nothing about that myself, but
I haven't either.
You can obviously definitely start, partner businesses, corporations, and things like that.
And one thing I will
it would legally work.
Yeah,
Sorry.
one thing I'll warn you guys about, especially those of you that are Americans. Not that I think having a militia or having men, or even men and women, trained to protect their property and stuff, that's not a bad thing. But when it comes to forming groups and new communities, you want to avoid things that could be easily Fed posty, like don't call yourself a militia or a protectorate or something like that. Focus around building community on positive ideas and words, and put positive imagery that's non-confrontational out there about unity and keeping your culture alive and celebrating cultural norms. Like, let's say I was in a place where potato farming was big. And there was like a bunch of cultural history around having potato farms and whatnot. You can create cultural revivification communities and celebration groups, and it serves the same goal of having white positive activism and white positive people making white positive community together. And those people can have their own understanding of how to train each other and organize with groups to protect those with arms. But just don't call yourself those things and avoid the negative fallout that comes with it. and avoid the bad press from those outside of you looking to smear you. That's just some good world wisdom for building good communities. Because we want to build safe communities above everything else.
Do you mind if I put a few words into about the community subject?
Please do.
Something I've been asked about for years, because I've thought about this a lot. I've even designed entire states and city-states, NASA space programs, etc. Like
Cool.
entire nations and countries from scratch. I'm talking like properly designed, worked with other people with like full teams, like because I'm getting into politics and stuff. So I'm actually creating proper policy, and we've looked at the laws, how we can actually in Australia, Commonwealth laws, we can actually form new states legally here and whatnot. But essentially, the fundamental thing everyone overlooks, all right, and like people have great ideas in all different angles and like but the one thing, the core thing people overlook, and why every time people try to create this like commune, this community here, whatever, it always ends up failing, is because they overlook the most important thing, all right, and that is like it's not something that can easily be put into words, because the source and like the formation and manifestation of what we call society or human culture or community isn't something that's very well understood, and it's something very hard to talk about. There's not many subjects or words or concepts in regards to it, because all the concepts come afterwards, after its community's already been established. But fundamentally, if you want to try to understand the key that is needed and how to create a community that will actually function, and you don't have to really plan anything, everything kind of just falls into place naturally by itself. So there will be men who will be strong and will be like a militia naturally. That's just what they will do, because they will want to protect their people, their family, etc., who are a part of this community. But for the community to arise, you have to have something like no white guilts, like the garage party.
Yeah.
Once a week, bunch of people coming together, looking at artwork, listening to music. If you have that, then everything else falls into place by itself.
Yes. Positivity
Automatically.
is key.
All you need is the ritual. All you need, like if you look at every human culture, what did every culture have? Even the most primitive people, they all got together around a campfire and they danced to music. If you have people come together to dance and party to music, then the whole civilization is created. But that's what starts it. That's the one thing that starts it.
That's why let me shield the White Art Collective here. There's an excellent group of singers and writers and creators that are part of the WAC, the White Art Collective, and I had their link and now it's gone. Yeah, the White Art Collective is on DLive and it's over on. I know that they have many members that have YouTube channels. And unfortunately, I swore I had that link ready to share, but I don't. Give me just a second. I'll have to go to it. Sorry about that.
No worries. But what he said was absolutely 100% correct. Singing, dancing, partying, having fun, that helps build people together.
Yes.
If I may interject one thing, because I saw something in chat that intrigued me. Antburger. Yes, Cry's an introvert. Trust me, I know the feeling, and I know many people who are like that. But the thing is, and this is why I say to a lot of people, unless you start actually doing something and push out of your comfort zone, nothing changes. Like for me, I've got a plan in place of what I'm going to do in the next few years. And I had someone who is very much an introvert, very much, he's a fresh Zoomer, and yet had the balls to, flat out say, yes, I'd like to join this. And that's big. Like, how many introverts have the balls to say, yeah, let's just move and let's go do something and just work on our own, build ourselves up? Not many. And that's something I feel a lot of people need to start trying to push towards. You know, if you feel your situation is untenable, then maybe it's time to move out of the comfort zone that you're used to and go do something that maybe you never thought you'd do before. It's one hell of a way to turn coal into diamonds. You know,
Yeah.
pressure creates diamonds. Make
Don't forget
yourself a
heat.
fucking diamond.
Yes, because ultimately, in life there is lots of suffering, and you may
Yes.
be a cast part, but with time, care, and attention, you can be a forged part. As everyone knows, a forged part is tough to break.
Yes.
A cast part, a mere bit of gravity can break you.
Mm-hmm.
We
this goes on
we
to-
have some. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, yes, sorry to plug this again, but this goes back to the whole counter Euro plan, which I will be writing up and distributing out for everyone to read very soon.
And I promise you that we will have a me and you chat about that we will put on my channel. We will. I do segments with Kizza, but we haven't for several months now since things have been crazy. But
Like I said, I will start writing on that. It's
Okay,
been
good.
long overdue. I should start
I
writing
do
that.
segments with Kizza called a colonist and a Brit get along, where just he and I talk about stuff, and we'll do a segment just for that. I did find the links. For some reason, they weren't in my link bundle because I keep a file that has all the links, but for some reason they must have got deleted or something. But I shared both the DLive and the website for the White Art Collective. Definitely check them out. Lots of brilliant, kind, good-hearted people that care about Western civilization that come together to make videos and movies and comedy sketches and songs. It's just great. And they, I've even been invited to sing with them. Sometimes over on DLive, they have karaoke, and I've been on one of their karaoke nights. Great people and a lot of fun. Definitely go check them out. Over on Entropy, we do have a couple of super chats I like to read. We have one from Silence is Leaden for £3 British. Thank you very much, my friend. He says, thanks again for the stream. I'm glad you're feeling better. It always makes my day when you show up in Dangerfield's or AA's chat. And also when he sent that earlier in chat, he said in the YouTube chat that he's been feeling overwhelmed by all the news going on lately, and this has been a burst of sunshine. That's exactly why I made this stream today. I know a lot of us have been frustrated and angry and sad and feeling lost and frustrated by how we think one thing's going to happen and it doesn't, and all the other stuff that's going on. But I wanted to just have a stream where people that are sort
I've
of
been positive.
come together.
So,
Raymond's always
so,
a
yeah.
ray of sunshine. He's a good man. But,
yeah, sorry to interrupt all. I just found some big news. Apparently, almost the entirety of Russia's government resigned.
I don't know if that's true or not. I saw that too, but I don't want to talk about it on stream because I can't confirm, and I don't want to get sidetracked.
Check
and go down a rabbit hole.
CNN. Check CNN and official sources. This is just speculation.
All right, because I was going to say I will definitely be talking to my low informants in Russia.
Okay, Lomax. We'll see you when you get back, Lomax. Take care. The reason I didn't want to go into that and I avoided it is because I can't confirm any of that stuff, and I don't like just being part of the rumor mill. So I just want to leave all that alone and just focus on what we're talking about.
I mean, that sounds sketchy, to be honest.
I do apologize. It just saw it pop up, and I was just
problem.
oh, hello.
It's fine.
IP Freely. IP Freely is another part of the Scrub Army over from Dangerfield's channel.
Yep.
IP Freely, with a hilarious name, gives $10 to say, good chat with you today, Yizz and guests. Stay strong, my friends. Thank you very much for that. Stay strong yourself. And we all need to keep heart and fight smart. That's the thing I've been saying for a few months now, is we need to keep heart and remember the things that are worth fighting for, family and tradition, and all of the great things that the people of light have made, all of the wonderful things that our myriad ethnicities in the Western civilization itself have created, and all the things worth remembering and living for. Because anybody can find something worth dying for, but you have to embrace what's worth living for. That's what civilization is made from. And I think everybody here would agree with that.
Yep.
Well then, that is all of the paid
Absolutely.
chats for now. So we are completely caught up on all of that. So we, let's see if we have anybody new ready to come into the lobby. No, nothing new ready to, yes, I can definitely shill you in chat. You didn't even have to ask me privately. You just tell me what it is you want to shill, Raging Bull, and we'll get it out there.
Oh, just for anyone who's interested, who wants to talk to me or wants to join a community, Feel free to add me on Discord. My DMs are always open, and
Sure.
I always looking for people who are interested. If you feel like you want to push past, what you're used to, feel free and join me. I want to create a group where we can learn skills and work together and just create something better than what we've had before.
That's one of the things I like about you a lot, is you've got that good forward mindset that I think we all should have going forward. We can't just expose lies and point to our enemies, because we need more than that. Like, we do that a lot, and that's important, but we also have to actively build. We have to make better. We have to do a lot together to actively build better communities and a better future going forward for our people. So that's definitely a great thing to work
Exactly, because it's one thing to just simply, expose lies and stuff. It's an entire other thing if you actually want people to, be taken the task for their wrongdoing.
Yeah.
And what was your
Absolutely.
link, or where can we find your link for your Discord, brother?
Well, I put it. I just put his
Just in
Discord
the
name in chat. It's Raging Bull
sweet.
3423. It's over on DLive as well, and he is active in the same big Discord hub that I'm active in over on Uzulu's Discord, called the Cabal. That's why I linked it as well. So you can find us both active there. We share news links there. We share funny memes and stuff in that big group, and you can meet a lot of other folks there too.
Hello,
Yeah,
Foster. Nice to know you're in the mountains, you lucky bastard.
yeah. I would also add, regarding the building thing, don't be like Joe Biden, freaking Trudeau, Boris, and co. when they say build back better. Actually, do build better.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going to use their speaking points or their slogans. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, well, like people say, I'll talk about what New World Order. Hey, I'm always in favor of New World Order, providing I am in charge of it.
Yeah. Like
The eternal Anglo has spoken.
Damn right.
There is only one order. There is only one primordial eternal order. Nothing new. It will.
All right.
It will be destroyed.
Remember, you've heard of for the nation, you've heard for the country, you've heard for the republic, but I'm for the island.
For Albion, yes, that's a good one for the UK folks.
Yeah.
All right.
For the island.
I
When it comes to the positive things that I want to share lately, we're going to start talking about positive things before we wrap up here, because we've been going for about an hour and a half. The positive things that we need to take away from the last couple of months is we have dozens of millions of people in America who voted for a man who had the election stolen from him. And Susan, I know you might be listening, but I don't care. We have millions upon millions of people.
She doesn't mean it, Susan. Check CNN. She does not mean
It's clearly, I'm clearly joking. I'm talking about a server in Minecraft. Yes, that's it. We have
clearly.
We have millions of us all throughout the West, in Australia, to the UK, to Europe, resisting lockdowns. We are seeing our people activated and becoming aware of the things we've been preaching about for many years. We are seeing people starting to be faced with the writing on the wall they can't deny by the millions. And I know that things might be dark and we might suffer for a while. But I do believe there is a light at the end of the tunnel, because the people who actually care, the nationalists, the patriots, the conservatives, the religious folks, the people who truly believe in building society for good reasons and having real communities be in control of their areas, these people are becoming aware and unifying in record numbers. So that gives me a lot of hope. That gives me a reason to be positive and think positively about what we're going to be challenged by going forward. So that uplifts me, and I do my best to let that observation about what's happening the last few months, I'm doing my best to let that fuel me right now in the face of all the ugly things that's going on. So anything positive that you guys want to share here that is helping lift you up in these dark times?
Let me interject a meme.
Sure.
Hang on. The wingnets were right all along. I mean, it's just a meme either way.
Yeah.
I heard that before.
No.
Get into crypto.
Okay, that
Yeah.
popping of the mic has to end. I don't know who that is, but it must stop. I don't know who that is.
Spaniard.
Okay, it has stopped. Thank you, Leon. Okay, let's go to Raging Bull. Raging Bull, what positive would you like to share that has helped you stay positive in these dark times recently?
Well, for me, it's mainly just been market speculation because it's in my blood to speculate on the market. And I've recently just got into crypto, and holy shit, boys, it is fun. Like, you like playing games? Well, guess what? I play the most dangerous game of all, stocks.
Stonks.
Stonks.
Yeah, no, like, just, it's very interesting just watching how this shit is reacting to it. Like, I've been doing crypto for a little bit now, only a few days. And, just as I predict, when you watch news and you see dumb shit being spewed by the asterisk president, well, you get to see a huge jump and sometimes you'll see it drop. So feel free to get into that. If you've got money, play around, go on crypto. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just saying what I do.
And I'm not educated enough about it to be able to say one way or the other. So you definitely won't be getting any of that from me.
I will say, speaking of memes regarding crypto, I mean, can I just say, when it comes to Bitcoin, my God, they must have been listening to Manuel's gas, the way that thing has flown up in value.
Oh yeah, the moment I think their huge spike was around the presidency, January 6th. Holy shit, did it jump high.
Very high.
Like, if I may pull up the Honorable Stone Toss as a mention, that man's meme about Bitcoin has crashed to 20K. Bitcoin never to recover at 30K.
Oh no. Let me see. Let me see.
Oh, it's fucking great. I'll see if I can pull it up. I don't know.
I am so salty. I never got it when it was like a few dollars.
Yeah, a lot of
I am
people are, but
still
then again,
fuming.
hey,
I am more fuming than the average England fan was in 1986.
at least feel better at this. You weren't Dark Side Phil, and you weren't a fucking rat who immediately pulled out the moment you got a few dollars back. Because that dude had let's say $100 worth back when it was only a few pennies, and then the moment it went 150, that dumb motherfucker pulled out.
Oh dear God.
Oh man.
I mean, there's premature, and then there is that, ladies and gentlemen. or maybe his pull-out game was too strong.
His pull-out game is way too strong.
Very strong.
Got out while he was safe. But yeah, this will be a big contrast because Yizz was asking about what you're positive about. And he went down a massive rabbit hole. Money, Bitcoin. I'm on the stock market.
that was a funny segue.
It's in my blood.
For me, but yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'm not taking a dig. I'm just saying this is going to be a big contrast because I'm complete opposite. I'm like fully against. I advise don't get Bitcoin, don't get cryptocurrency because it's all just run by the power companies and they control it through the power grid and they can shut down your wallet just by turning off the fucking power. So it's all a scam from the get-go. It's not actually safe at all. But if you want to do it, you do you. But I stay positive by always having my heart in God or the creator or the source, whatever you want to call it, the divine essence of the universe. And I always try to keep myself focused on that. So I know there's balance in life. Bad things will happen, good things will happen. But ultimately, there's some greater purpose beyond anything that any individual could possibly comprehend. And I have faith in that greater purpose. And so I live and I'm happy and I don't know, it's just fucking sweet. I'm always chill and happy, and I obviously do get pissed off and frustrated and whatnot, but my balance point where I always come back to is just chill, positive, faithful, hopeful,
That's a wonderful thing, and I'm really glad that Raymond was able to be with us today. Raymond has a wonderful channel, which
care
I'll
about
share
money or
again
none
here
of
in
that
chat.
crap.
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just going to add on. I'm not really fussed about money or not. Just the idea of that just kind of makes me feel less positive.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
that I'm
The
opposed
reason
to
I'm glad he was
currency.
able to be with us today is Raymond makes a lot of good clips of Jason the music. Raymond makes a lot of good points on his channel talking about things. He really believes in the positivity of our people and what we can build together. He's a great channel to follow. He makes a lot of content. He's a good man, and especially if you're in Australia, you should follow him. But even if you're not, just give Raymond's work a sampling and definitely follow him. He's definitely a shining star in the darkness in these hard times. He's a good man, and I'm really thankful you were here today, Raymond. Thank you.
What a mighty good man. Say it again now.
Mighty good man.
Cheers,
Yeah,
Matt.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a question though.
Sure.
Yes.
Does silver and gold, does those two assets a good investment? Because to be honest, I've seen crypto. Crypto is very volatile. As to me, it appears to be that crypto is very volatile. Like it's not worth it.
Well,
I've seen-
I can't speak
If
to
you're
that, but
asking
I will
me-
speak to gold and silver. What little money I don't have. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, if you're asking me, that my attitude is everything in this universe is temporary and unstable. The only thing that you can actually have stability in is your own peace of mind, your own peace of, your own sense of identity, your own self. That's the only stability you're ever going to have.
Yeah.
Basically,
But when it comes to economic stuff, yeah, gold's definitely better than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
What
for
little
me
money?
personally, sorry.
What? Let me get out what I was going to say. What little money I don't have in copper and lead. If you take my meaning, I'm an American, so I've heavily invested in copper and lead. If you take what I'm saying, but what little money we have physically, we decided to put into silver ingots and gold because those are things that you can hide on your property. Those are things that are always going to have intrinsic value, even if it's just metallurgic value. You're always going to need those.
Where the robber may break in and steal, and the moth and dust does corrupt. But if you put your treasures in heaven,
that's a beautiful quote. Is that from an author, or is it from the Bible, or what?
That's straight from the Bible. That's what Jesus said.
Okay, cool.
It was actually talking to a rich man who wanted to get into heaven and find spiritual peace inside himself. And Jesus said to him, your problem is you're building up all your treasures. And he even had another parable which he taught as well, where he said there's a man and he spent his months and months building and farming his field, and he had a what do you call it, like a silo where you store all your crop and that on your farm. And he's got all his crops and he's built it all up, and he's got like a year's worth of food stored, and he's just worked hard, stored it all up, and then he went to bed. He's all happy. He's finally got it all stored up, finished the whole year's work, and he's got all this stuff ready for the next year. And then he died of a heart attack that night, and didn't get to enjoy any of it. And the way Jesus taught that was that you should be having peace of mind and feel safe, and at peace in yourself. Obviously, work towards having security in the external world. But if you're trying to have internal security and peace of mind through that external security, then you're going about it wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom in that, because I think that one of the flaws of both communism and capitalism countries, the dangerous countries that have come about in the last 100 years, they are completely soulless. They have no spiritual oomph. They have no connection or tether to any deeper meaning of things besides resources and resource gain. Yeah. And I think balance. Yeah, and I think that is a tremendous spiritual cancer to our people at it, just in totality. And I think that one of the things that we should build in the communities and the groups that we're making going forward is the spiritual religious side of there is more to this life than how many dollars you have or how many bullets you have in your arsenal. You have to have something that can't be quantified by the dollar or weighed on a scale of a jeweler. You
By
have
material.
to have that.
Sometimes I like to just so it's like easier for atheists and everybody to just take on the same kind of concept of what I'm trying to put across. I'll try to say like psychological fortitude or spiritual fortitude.
Yes.
Something like that. But that's what you
good.
need. That's the true internal security. But if you can have that for your internal security, then go hard for your external security. You won't get lost in it then.
Yeah, I'm not saying we should all be Luddites and just live like the Amish out in the middle of nowhere and not care about money and systems and stuff. I'm not saying that, but I think that if you have a community and a society or even a state and a government based entirely upon nothing but resources and money and trade, then the most important thing about our people's existence is gone. And I think we have to rebuild that and make our claim for the future about something more than resources and money.
Yeah, and that's why art and music and dancing is so important, because that's what, even subconsciously, even if we don't realize it, that's what constantly reminds us and focuses us back onto that, what is important about life, community, each other, our shared experience, etc.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
all right. Well, we're gonna work towards wrapping up here. Is there anything positive that drives Sir Leon or Kizza before we wrap up here? Anything you guys want to share?
I mean,
I'll let Leon go first.
Okay.
The biggest goal of ourselves is basically to transcend material. That's my idea, or always my goal, to transcend.
For those who didn't understand, he said to transcend the material. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
We said yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kizza?
As for myself, well, I mean, I've done my probation at work, so I'm now fully now I'm a full-on employee at my company, thanks to a little bit of so-called fighting the power when they tried to shaft me because of lockdowns.
Well, good for you.
And also, what's it called? Last summer, I became officially an uncle, and I'm going to be an uncle again this summer. So I'm looking forward to.
Congratulations.
I'm the oldest in the family, so my old mother's being like, "Come on now, you need to start giving me some more grandkids." But
having a wife and being a good father would be a great thing.
I mean, it's great. It's great.
Well, yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me, the kids love me, and obviously I have my baby puppy, which you can see as the my icon. Every day, if I'm feeling down, I just look at her and think, "That's my baby," even though she's not human, but she is my baby.
I think you'd be a good father, Kizza.
Trust me. I know. I'm already a great big cousin and all that. So yeah, and just keep on plugging away and spreading nice little messages around to help people. I guess you could say spreading my propaganda to help rebuild the civilization, which I kindly call the Counter Uri plan, which everyone will see for enough. Unlike the QAnon plan, it's actually going to be based on logic and reason, not cringy LARPing D&D players, as we saw.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Well, we have come to the end of the stream. I just did a roundup on all of the donation platforms, and we don't have any more paid chats to get to. And the Tall Kevin widget is now empty over on Entropy. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for coming by today. Thank you so much for sharing positivity, and very much thanks to Raging Bull, Sir Leon, and Raymond for being here with us most of the stream. And thank you to everyone who came by to visit and say hello. And remember, going forward, we have to make positivity and building real civilization one of our main goals, because there has to be something worth fighting for to get our men to fight. And we have to build that for them, especially you women out there, those of you who may not be of prime fighting age if you're a man. Build the things that our young men will be encouraged and glad to fight for when the time comes. So with that being said, thank you again, everyone, and we'll see you guys hopefully next Friday for another fun stream. Take care, everyone.
Take it easy.
I'll feed